And my man
just one day.
Fluent and chill. Where the takes stay real. Chill town, hoop sports, fluent with the feel. Break down sharp like a highlight reel. Welcome to the show, we stay fluent and chill.
TikTok can't hear that.
I know. That sucks too. Because that's a dope intro.
Man.
That is a dope intro.
What no headphones? Are you have earbuds, or you just you got the earbuds in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are they earbuds or earbuds?
Earbuds.
Earbuds?
Mm-hmm. Earbuds
would be like the Mac. Is that like am I being brand name by calling it earbuds?
Yeah, you are.
Those are AirPods. Wait, those are AirPods.
Apple has AirPods.
Apple has AirPods,
mm-hmm.
and then the other things are called earbuds.
Buds, that's correct.
Got it. Yes, so if you have a winning record every season, every regular season, but your playoff record is 8-12, and you've lost the last 7 playoff games in a row, are you a Hall of Fame coach?
Yeah, because...
Or are you just a really good regular season coach?
No, I think you're a Hall of Fame coach. First of all, that last part that you talked about, you lost your last 7 playoff games. I mean, that's not indicative. That's not indicative to who you are as a playoff coach overall. That's just over these last like 20 games. 20 games could be 20 games or 12 games, whatever it is. Tone, that could just be one postseason. That's not indicative to who I am as a coach.
But it's not. It's over 7 seasons.
And okay, so over 7 seasons, I'm 6. What am I? 4 games under 500.
0-7. You're 8-12 overall for your entire career. Keeping in mind, in your second season, because you inherited a good team. In your second season, you went 3-0 and won the Super Bowl.
That's true too, and I could have screwed this up too, Tone. Don't leave that part out.
I think you did. I think you were a good regular season coach, and that's cool. But we pay you to win championships.
And he's been there for 20 years. 19 season was 19 or 20 years. He's been there. Never had a losing record. I think the offense got stale. Not only did the offense get stale, I think Coach Tomlin, I think in the postseason, I don't think he took as many chances as I would like him to take. And Tone, can we be honest about something? Like,
being somewhere for a long time doesn't make you great.
No, it doesn't. But also, there's other factors that go into this too, Tone. Like, for example, why do you have a quarterback that's almost as old as you are? That's number one. And I don't mean if you're a young coach.
That's on you too. That's on you too.
That's not actually. That's actually on management.
So
no, that's not.
Head coach has no say in who their quarterback is after 10 years.
He has
15 years.
He has some say so, Tone. He doesn't have the final say so. And
so you're telling me at year 18, year 19, he went to management and said, I don't want 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers. I want a young quarterback. And they said, no, you're getting Aaron Rodgers?
No, I think that he did have some say so in it, and it sounded like a good idea. It sounded like it could work.
It did?
I think that there's, well, if it didn't, then he wouldn't have signed off on it. But it's also on the flip side to that, there were some reservations in management about should we get Aaron Rodgers? Is this just a guy who we're getting for a name? And let's not make it sound like they've just been the beacon of developing quarterbacks. After Ben Roethlisberger, it's been nothing short of, for lack of a better term, it's been a shit show over there, Tone. They got it wrong with Kenny Pickett.
That's my point. He takes over a team that's good, and in year 2, 3-0, 3 straight they win the Super Bowl. The next year, they win their first 2 playoff games. They make it to the Super Bowl again and lose. That's 5. That's 5 of their 8 wins, and only 1 of his playoff losses is in the first 3 seasons.
So
the next 17 years in the playoffs, he does diddly squat. Nothing.
I don't think that they got it. I don't think that How many times have they been out of the divisional round?
Well,
After they went to the they beat
after they
Arizona
lost
in bowl.
Bowl?
They beat Arizona in the bowl game, and then
Yep.
the next year they lose in the bowl game.
Yep.
How many
And
times have they been out of the divisional round after that?
Zero.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. So they're the Cowboys. That's basically who they are. Let's be honest, Tone. If we be honest,
And how many coaches have the Cowboys?
and the Cowboys have had
30?
they've had at least 6 or 7 coaches in the last since they've been to the NFC Championship in 1995, 1996.
It's just it's a tough one for me because when you look at great coaches, regular season, you look at regular season, 100%. I'm not saying you don't. You look at regular season, but then you look at playoff success, and it's very limited. Other than like I said, that first little bit, and then the last thing you look at is, I think, and maybe I'm wrong, is their coaching tree, for lack of a better term. Who has he developed as a coach? Give me one coach that has come out of his tree.
I can say the same thing about Belichick.
No, you can't.
Say the exact same. Yes, I can.
You had
all of those.
He was the one, but they all got chances. Romeo
and
Bell,
in Houston.
Josh McDaniels. They're just better. Some people are just better as coordinators.
Right, and I can say the same thing. And can I say the same thing about Tomlin? I can say the exact same thing about him.
Hold on. Okay, so Bill Belichick doesn't have a coaching tree. Cool. Does he have playoff success?
He does have playoff success because
he's got 2 of the 3 already. He doesn't need that.
Well,
I'm trying to throw Tomlin the lifeline.
And I'm gonna throw it, and I'm actually gonna grab that lifeline and give it to him, because what you just said about Belichick. Well, Belichick had the sustainability of a quarterback in Tom Brady for 2 decades, for almost 20 years. He didn't
have Roethlisberger for 10 years.
Yeah, he had Roethlisberger for 10 years, and I won the Super Bowl. I went to the Super Bowl twice with him.
Yeah,
I did do that. So I think my issue, Tone, we also got to remember too, getting it right in the draft matters. 100% getting it right in the draft matters. Like, did they get it right with Porter? I don't think they got it right with him. Did they get it right with did they get it right with Pickett as a quarterback? No, they didn't. Or did they get it right with him? They just didn't develop him. Because he sound like the logical pick. He's right down the road at Pitt, and we don't want to get it wrong with him again, like we did with Dan Marino, right? We don't want to get it wrong with him again, like we did with Dan Marino, who was also at Pitt, and had this guy go somewhere else, and he turns into an awesome quarterback, only to find out that maybe you might have ruined Dan Marino too. You might have ruined Dan Marino too. So,
this week, and we're gonna move to basketball right after this one.
Yes,
this
sir.
week, are you and I best friends so that we can get what we've wanted all year? A 49ers Chicago Bear NFC Championship game.
Did I not say to you, Tone, after we beat y'all and the week before last, when I said to you how great an NFC Championship game would be? Like, I would love to see this again in the NFC Championship.
It was a good,
and on top of that,
we'll say it was a good game.
It was a fantastic game. But on top of that, getting back to the NFC Championship, how about this one idea, Tone? We got to come to Chicago, where it's going to be like 10. We got to come to Chicago.
And you lost George Kittle. Is that a big loss though? Because you've lost everybody, and he's been in and out of the lineup, I think, for the last 5 years, anyways. But do you feel that's a big loss?
Yes, it's a huge loss, Tone, because not only is he the best tight end in the game, he's one of the best possession receivers in the game, possession tight ends in the game, and he could also be a possession receiver. So
I don't know. Have you seen Loveland, the rookie in Chicago?
Yes,
he looks nice.
Really good. Yes, he's been really good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that my brother over here, Tony Tone, who is talking about the Bears like he's talking about them, he was literally talking to me a couple of days ago. He was signing the divorce papers. They were already on the table. Just so y'all know, the divorce papers were on the table, and he was about to sign them right then and there if they spit that game out on Sunday. He was out on them. He was finished.
Listen, I will admit, it's 23, 21-3 or whatever the hell it was, 23-3. I put it out there. I said, if they don't, I gave them an ultimatum. Like you said, the divorce papers, I gave the ultimatum. If you don't ship up, you don't start pulling your own weight, get a job, stop cheating, we're done. We're through. I said, I'm a free agent, and I'm taking on I'm taking on new. I'm a free agent, and you give me your best pitch, and I could be a fan of your team for the next 44 years because it's been 44 years with the Bears, and they came through. They said, "No, we don't want to lose you. We don't want to lose you. We can't lose you." And they did what they had to do. And I'll tell you this: should we be fortunate enough to have Bears 49ers? Of course, I'm going to be cheering for the Bears and cussing the 49ers, as I'm sure you will be doing the opposite.
And vice versa, yes.
However, I will say this: whoever wins will have my undivided 1,000% support in the Super Bowl.
I might have to get a Bears jersey.
Listen, you know what? You know what? When I started kind of like, you remember how you had your little fling there with the Denver Broncos?
I still got it going on.
I always had this thing with the 49ers when they
get me in trouble. What are you doing, man?
When they got Mike Singletary, when he was the head coach. I know it didn't go well and it didn't last long, but anyone that would hire Mike Singletary, I'm like, we good. Except when you pick the Bears, we good. All right. I've got good and bad news on this one.
Okay, so give me the bad news first.
I want your opinion, okay, on this because I think it's important. James Harden, you said to me, "Hey, cool. Like, what do you think? James Harden surpassed Shaq on the scoring list. However, the NBA says that James Harden has surpassed Shaq for number 9 on the NBA's all-time scoring list." Legend. Here's where I have a problem. So you don't want to count the ABA, where Dr. J and Moses Malone have more points than combined ABA NBA points. You don't want to count the ABA as for this because you're saying he's 9th, not 11th. But you want us to count the BAA before the NBA was ever formed as the beginning of your existence.
So the BAA, which I think that they stopped that after, I want to say 47, Tone? Was it
49-50 was the first NBA season. The 3 seasons before that was BAA. They then merged with the NBL, and 49-50 was the first. There was no such thing as the NBA before.
Right.
But now you don't want us to count the ABA points, even though, whatever, but you want us to count the BAA. Pick one.
Well, that doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, well, I thought that they counted because they count Doc. That's why he got the 30,000 points that he has.
Correct. Now
they count Doc.
Counting it.
So who aren't they count?
This is NBA Doc. This is NBA.com.
Yep.
This is not some random, NBA Central, NBA Centel. This is the NBA's page saying he is 9th, which means we are not counting.
Right.
I do, yes.
I want to be sure that I'm following you on this one. So we're not counting 8. So we're not counting.
We're not.
The
so
ABA.
now Doc's 30,000 doesn't count.
So it's only in the NBA because Doc is 9th so ABA and NBA.
But they
Doc
do
is 9th.
46, which was the BAA where the NBA never existed. So all I'm saying is pick one. I'm okay if you pick one, but it feels like they're trying to play both sides.
Well, here's the thing.
Doc got 30,000 points. We acknowledge the ABA. Oh, but now James Harden is 9th. So no, we don't do it anymore.
Well, James Harden is 9th on the NBA list. James Harden is not 9th on the NBA ABA list. Right. So I think that those they got 3 different lists, Tone. They got the NBA list, they got the ABA list, they got the NBA list, and they got the NBA and ABA list combined. And on the NBA ABA list, Doc is still ahead of James Harden. Moses Malone is still ahead of James Harden.
Right.
On both of those lists. But on the NBA list, Doc is not.
Correct.
And Moses is not. So again, James Harden. So technically, this is correct. James Harden has surpassed Shaq.
Technically,
on the all-time.
Either way, he has surpassed Shaq. Either way, he has surpassed Shaq. We'll get to the good news. I don't know if that's good news or not, but we'll get to that news in a minute. But the point is, which one is it? Are we counting it or are we not counting it?
I think we are. I think we are counting it. But I just think it's 2 different things.
Okay. All right.
That's all. I just think it's two different things. But
So
I do understand. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. Go ahead.
But I do understand your gripe because I mean we had the 75th anniversary of the NBA, and I'm thinking to myself, well, wait a minute, when did the NBA start? Like when exactly was the first inaugural season of the NBA? And are we counting the BAA? Because if I'm not mistaken, George Mikan won championships in the BAA, not just the NBA. He won them in the BAA too.
He won, I believe he won one.
Right. So he did win championships in the he did win championships before it turned over and became the NBA. That did happen.
Yes. That yes, 100%. That did happen.
So if we're going off the inaugural season of the NBA, which was
so the
I thought it was 40.
So let's quickly summarize, right? The BAA was formed. The NBL was already formed, by the way. So it was already going. Right. And 46-47 was the first BAA year. The Philadelphia Warriors won that. We count that in NBA history. Joe Fultz was the leading scorer. We count that. The next year is still BAA. The Baltimore Bullets win. Joe Fultz again, the points per game leader, although at 22.1. No shot clock at this point, by the way. We count that. Year 3 is 48-49. Still the BAA. That's where Mikan comes in. That's his first season. The Lakers win. And Mikan is the points per game leader. And then it's the next season where, again, Mikan wins. Lakers win, and Mikan's the leading scorer again. And they've gotten rid of, and they've introduced the shot clock. So that's why I say 49-50 for me will always be the true. I know that takes away one of the Lakers championships, but it's still, for me, is the first NBA season because there was no such thing called the NBA before then.
Well, what I'm trying to make sense of, Tone, is why would the NBA honor their 50th anniversary in the 96-97 season?
Because
which would mean
they acknowledge 46-47 as the first season.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So 46-47, even though the BAA was still in around for 3 more years after that. I mean, 2 more years after that. It didn't become the NBA to the 49-50 season. So
when they merged with the NBL, which had been around for like 10 years before that. Keep that in mind too. And they don't recognize any of the NBL records. They don't recognize any of the NBL titles. They don't recognize any of the NBL stats. None of them. Now, granted, it was the BAA teams that stayed on board. So there's that. I find it interesting.
Yeah.
That's all. Just saying. So is it a big deal that Harden passed Shaq?
Yes, it is, Tone. And the reason why it's a big deal is because a guy like James Harden, as good as he is as a bucket getter, I feel like lists like this validate him. I feel like when you are that good as a bucket getter, we can look back on history. Now, before I go any further, remember, I'm not talking about him as a player. I'm talking about him as a bucket getter, just like we talk about Dennis Rodman as a rebounder, just like we talk about Olajuwon as a shot blocker, just like we talk about Stockton as a passer. Just strictly off James Harden being a bucket getter. When I'm talking about him strictly as a bucket getter, lists like this validate him because, one, I've been doing this for a long time. And I did it at the highest level. So he went deep into the playoffs. He had issues where he had games where he wasn't good, but for the most part,
his playoff scoring has nothing to do with this, though.
Right. But as a regular season player, right? As a regular season player, I get that part. As a regular season player and bucket getter, I have sustained greatness for years. I think James Harden averaged 25 a game for his career. I think that's if I'm not mistaken.
And that for me means more.
Yeah, he averaged 25 a game.
Averaging 25 a game for however many years. What's he, 17, 15? How many years?
He's been in the league since 2009. So we're in year 17 with him, right? So
17.
When
25 a game for 17 years, that's more impressive to me than the total number.
And on top of that, Tone, when we look at him moving forward, I can say that there were seasons where James Harden was literally unstoppable. Like 2019, he was literally unstoppable as a bucket getter. I vividly remember that. we were having conversations about him being better than Jordan as a scorer. That was going on where it was 50, it was 49, it was 60, it was 45, it was 50. Like, I think he had a month where he averaged 40 for a whole month. Just as a bucket getter, Tone. I ain't talking about a distributor.
Listen, he's
just
an
as a
incredible
bucket getter.
100%.
I think he's fantastic as a bucket getter. I think that he enhanced the game as a scorer because there weren't guys who were doing what he was doing as a ball handler. There's people who don't really like his style of play. I'm not in love with it, but I can tell you what, it's effective. He lulls guys to sleep with his ball handling, and he's left-handed, which I don't think that we give a lot of credit to players who are left-handed. It's extremely difficult covering a lefty. It's extreme because all my principles as a defender go the other way.
Left. Like, no,
yes.
I gotta.
All of my principles as a defensive player are now flipped around. I got to force him right. I got to sit on his right hand, and I got to sit on his left hand. I mean, it's real weird. And I think James Harden, I feel like he capitalized on the freedom of movement era. I feel like he capitalized on the revolution of the long ball, and I can't fault him for that. So I actually had this conversation earlier, Tone. When I think about, I took Steph Curry off my point guard list. I ain't doing it no more. I'm putting my foot down, and I just haven't done it I'm not doing it anymore. So I'm putting James Harden. Like, we had a conversation earlier today about being in a specific, when you're in a room, like there's guys at this table and this guy's at this table. James Harden is James Harden is in that space with Curry, Iverson, Jerry West. He with them dudes. Okay. I feel like that's where he is.
I like that, by the way, and I think that's a great table, because I think they are very different than your Jordans and Kobe's, very different than your Magics and your Stocktons and your Chris Pauls. Like, they're very different players, and to try and put Iverson, Curry, Harden, West in with Jordan, Kobe, it's not right. Try to put them in with Magic, Stockton, Paul. It's also not right. It doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work either. So I actually do like that. If I may, about the total points though for a second.
Yeah.
Why I say, like, it's impressive when you become a top 10 scorer all time. It's an impressive feat. So I don't want to take that away from him because it's deserved and it's special. I'm more inclined, like I say, because to say, hey, he averaged 25 a game, for 17 years. Yep. That is more impressive to me for the reason of, I know that Robert Parrish has more total points than Larry Bird,
which is nuts,
right? I know that Bill Cartwright has more total points than Gilbert Arenas.
Yep.
I know, I know Dan Issel has more points. Not that he's more points than Steph Curry, although that'll probably change sooner than later. Right? Yep. I know that John Stockton has more points than Bernard King
and Bill Russell.
Right. So it's just like, it doesn't make it. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm just saying the value of the total comes down for me a little bit. I will say, and because he's at the tail end, are we going to start talking different in 10 years? Because going from 1985, where teams shot 5 3-pointers a year, to now where they shoot 37, Yikes. Right? Where we used to have 1 or 2 guys averaging 30 a game, and now there's like 7.
Yeah.
And we're scoring more points. Like, everyone wants to say it's like, oh, they're all skilled, they're this, that. There's some of that too, but we're shooting more threes. We're hitting them. We're more efficient. We're getting better at them. All good things that I love. Yep. So we'll score more points. Is that going to eventually, do you think it'll diminish the older guys, or will people start to be like, yeah, it's easier to score now, so big deal, he averaged 20. 20 doesn't mean, will 20 not mean as much as it used to?
I do think that in the coming years,
20 point per game guys bums now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I mean, Tone. Because that sounds crazy. Like, the average 22 or 23 a game. Like, yeah, that's all you did. Like, what are you talking about? You know how much 23 a game? Is you crazy? That's nuts. So I do think that in the years to come, it's going to diminish the older guys, because, again, Tone, we are in this era where guys, I think James Harden's going to get to 30,000 I think he's going to get close to Chamberlain before the season ends, and I think he passes Chamberlain next year. KD's still playing, so I don't think he's going to catch KD. I don't think him and KD are like that, because I think that KD,
I don't think
unless KD quits,
KD might never stop.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the guy that I'm thinking about is can he catch Bryant? I'm not sure if he could do that, but I do think that he could catch Dirk. I think Dirk is the guy that I do think that he could catch. But with that being said, I do think that it's going to diminish the older guys, because you got guys in this generation alone, just this generation alone, scoring 25, 30, 35,000 points. That's going on. So
and Austin Reeves, as good as I think Austin Reeves is, and Austin Reeves is a 14, 15 point a night guy. Yep. And because of how we play the game now, it's 25. And they're they'll be like, oh wow, he's better than, but is he? Like, I don't fill in the blank who the player is, but is he?
Yeah. So like I got a comment from Mr. Chico Stick. He said 30,000 points, no championships. That's the only stat that counts. So Mr. Chico Stick, let me ask you a question. What if he had 20,000 points and 3 championships? Would you look at him differently? Like, how much different would you look at him because he had 3 championships and he had 18,000 points? Because
as long as Mr. Chico Stick is consistent, and he's got Russell 1, like Sam Jones 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm okay with that.
Because if that's the only stat that matters, then that means that, like, to your point, Russell, that means that Robert Horry is super high on your list. Guys like that who didn't score a lot of points, or you care about his championships.
Havlicek.
Yeah, that's all you get. Well, Havlicek scored over 25,000. So
no, but I'm saying he's 8-0. You got to keep him.
Right. Right. I mean, he's got to be super high on your list, right? So, I mean, championships. There's a difference between, like you just said, Mr. Chico. Championships is the only stat that matters, but now it means a lot. Like, which one is it? Does it mean a lot, or is it the only stat that matters? Because if it's the only stat that matters, then now we have to change the logic. So that means that you got to look at James Harden different. If James Harden won 3 NBA championships and scored 20,000 points and had 8,000 assists, that's different. So championships do mean a lot, but you said that they mean everything.
Well, so maybe he wants 30,000 and a chip.
Yeah, well, there's only a few guys who could say that.
If Bears and Niners are in the NFC Championship game, do we do a live pod with assist and do live game reactions, or we will kill each other? Think about it. You don't have to decide right now. Think about it, and then I would love to know how Fluent reacted to the Bears game. I cried. I literally stopped, and a tear rolled down my eye, and my son, who stayed up to watch the game with me, and Mrs. Fluent, laughed at me, and I cried. I was very emotional. That game was very emotional for me because don't forget, it wasn't the fact that they were losing and they came back and won in dramatic fashion. It was the Packers. It means something.
I mean, yeah, that's different. It'd be different if it was
like this is how petty I am. There's a kid on my team that I coach who's a Packers fan. He didn't show up to practice on Monday. He said he was sick.
Hell no, he didn't. Hell no.
I came. Listen, this is actually perfect timing. I went with a cheese grater and a block of cheese, and I was just going to sit there over the garbage can grating cheese when he walked in. He didn't show up. I had it all set. I don't give a crap if he's 13. I don't give a
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Tone. Hell yes.
He's lucky he didn't show up.
No. So, yes, Tone, the thing that I fear about James Harden in this particular situation, the thing that I fear is he's only going to be looked at as a bucket getter.
Yeah.
That's probably my biggest issue, because he was definitely one of the better distributors in the NBA. He was definitely one of the better rebounding guards in NBA history, right? He was definitely one of the best passers and playmakers. I feel like I just feel like he changed. I feel like he changed how offenses operate. And I fear that he's going to be put in that same space with Neek and Carmelo Anthony, Alex English, and Bernard King as just a bucket getter, when in reality, he was more than that. He just wasn't fortunate enough to win. And I do think that he was more than just a bucket getter. So, like, I think Neek was more than a bucket getter. I think that We look at
Yeah,
these
but
guys.
you're always going to be remembered for what you
Yeah.
did the most or what you did the best. Like, just think about it. You have a whole clique of people that follow you that tell you all Jordan did was score and nothing else.
I've heard that shit,
To
Tone.
this day, to this
That takes
day.
years off my life listening to that, man. I try not to listen to it, but like when I hear that, that
But they're
bugs
gonna
me
that's
out.
what they're gonna do, right?
That's
So
crazy.
I'm not even gonna fight those narratives because you just when someone says something like that, then you just
Yeah, it's nuts.
be careful what you wish for. John Morant says he wants to go to Miami.
Oh
Dark
my
horse, New York. Are you taking a chance on Ja?
I hate this, Tone. I don't like this at all. I hate this. And I hate this because I mean it sounds like a good idea. Just like going to the strip club sounds like a good idea, but you know it's gonna end bad because
Well,
you
it
know who
depends
you
what
hang
time you
with.
leave.
That's what I'm talking about.
1
Like
a.m.
we not in Tone. We not going to the strip joint and only gonna be there for like an hour. We probably gonna be there till about 2 or 3 in the morning, and it's gonna get ugly.
Well, we
And
said we were
I
only
feel
going for an hour, but
we only said that,
one
right? We
thing
said that
to another.
we only gonna be in here for about an hour. We just going in here to poke our head in and say what's up and handle some business, and then we gone. 3 hours later, this is where we are. I feel like the same thing is going on with Ja. Like Ja, this thing. If we're gonna do this, Tone, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If we're gonna do this with Ja, what up, nephew? If we're gonna do this with Ja, this has to be a short-term thing, Tone. This can't be something that we're doing over the next 5 to 7 years. If we're doing this with Ja, we got to do this where this is a 2-year window. And within the next 2 years, we got to put this thing together where we're trying to win. Because I hate Ja in South Beach. I
Well,
hate him.
I don't hate him in South Beach at all. In fact, I think he's got 2 years left on his contract. And so I would say let's see what happens in that first year. But I think Ja, dynamic, not going to be relied on to be the number one guy. He's got defense, shooting around. Again, I don't know what they got to give up to get him, but I like that dynamic. I think, I guess the question is, who do you give up for him?
And let's stay right there, Tone. You just said who do we give up?
Tell me their starting lineup.
So the starting lineup, I got Davion Mitchell at the 1. I got Davion Mitchell at the 1. I got Powell at the 2. I got Wiggins at the 3. I got Bam at the 4, and I got the big fella Ware at the 5.
Or at the 5. Okay. So
Yes,
you take Davion Mitchell out, you put in Ja. Davion is let's be honest, is better probably suited to come off the bench anyways to be your defensive
I've
stop.
always thought he was a back. I always thought he was a backup.
He's a backup. So now you have Ja. The 2 is who?
Norman Powell.
You have Powell. Oh, yes, I keep forgetting. So again, depending on but now you got scoring at the 1, dynamic scoring at the 1. You've got Powell who can score when needed, good defender at the 2. Wiggins, who's good, has turned into just has been a defender, but can also score when needed. Bam, who's a defensive beast, and Ware. I think that lineup is dynamic in this current East right now. That's with again, I don't know who they're giving up. That's a scary lineup to me in the East this year. And
I
then
do think that they're a league
can
guard
it work? Right? Can it work? Because you'll find out really quick. If he clicks right away, okay, we can be cautious and give him a 2-3 year extension after the season. If he doesn't click, now I have a big expiring contract, and I just trade him again.
See, Tone,
I don't have to give up the farm for him. Like what? And that's what you for Trae Young. They gave up.
They got
a second
Corey Kispert. No picks, Tone. No picks.
All right,
CJ McCullough, and Kispert.
That's nothing.
See, that's where you lose me because you did the same thing. What you're doing right now, what I'm trying to sell you right now, you sold me the exact same thing 2 years ago when Anthony Davis was playing great. Sell him.
Yes.
Sell him right now. Sell him. I feel the same way about Ja. If I'm getting Ja in South Beach, Ja is damaged goods. The way Ja is playing, I don't think this is just
maybe he just needs some discipline.
No,
he's never had a dad.
We get. Oh my God! Yes, he has. 100%.
No, not one that's put his foot down. You got one who wants to dress up like Usher and be his buddy.
But that's because he's older now and he's grown. I mean, as a youngster, Yes, this is completely different. This is the same father who built him a court in his backyard. That's number one. Number two, had him in a good school. So this is that
disciplinarian.
This is that kind of dad, right? This is that kind of dad. So he didn't grow up with guns and in the hood and all of that stuff. Didn't do that. He grew up around in a very stable family. What I'm saying is,
maybe that's what his NBA career needs discipline. And if he buys into the Heat culture, which I don't buy into, but if he buys into it, it could be a good thing. Versus Trae going to Washington with zero expectations, he's going to run around just crazy and do whatever the hell he wants. He's going to put up huge stats, and they're not going to win any games.
They got him for a bucket of extra crispy in the 6.
But that's what he's going to do. He's going to run wild in Washington.
Sure, he is.
And I don't think it's a good thing.
I just think the difference, Tone, is with Ja in Miami. One, the discipline that you talk about, just like you told me about Anthony Davis. Jay, he is who he is, and we're in year X and being in year. So, I mean, Ja, we're in year 7, Tone. Like, we're closer to year 10 than we are year 4 or year 3, where he's still developing. So we're getting, and on top of that, the league is changing. And not only is the league changing, his game isn't changing. He still can't consistently knock down the long ball. He can't consistently knock down a pull-up jump shot, which is what the better guards in the league are able to do. And I don't think, and now you're telling me that a change of scenery.
Well, I'm just listen.
He is one of the better guards. He's one of the better passing guards in the game. I will tell you that.
I know I'm picking one player, but Jimmy was an issue in Chicago. Jimmy was an issue in Minnesota. Jimmy was an issue in Philadelphia. Jimmy was pretty good in Miami.
Not only was he good in Miami, he was good in Philadelphia, Tony. He was good in Chicago. He produced in all of those places. Yeah, he produced in all of those places. Ja, his game is just, I don't think that it's changing with the times. I think that him being the athlete that he is, he doesn't get to the rim. And I'm not buying the logic that he's checked out, because if you're telling me that he's checked out, because if you're telling me that he's checked out,
I don't want a guy who'll check out.
That's what I'm talking about. That's you just beat me to it, Tone. Because if that's the case, if that's what we're doing, you're telling me that he's checked out. At what point am I going to get the same logic when he's here and things aren't going the way he hoped that they would go? Is he going to check out on me too? Nah.
And that's what I'm saying. It is a high risk, high reward move for Miami, and I like it. When they said New York as a dark horse, no, I don't want him anywhere near New York. I don't want him anywhere near New York.
No.
Side note, quickly. And then we got a super chat, and then we're gonna get to the little guards are dead. The WNBA still has no contract, and they have put a moratorium, meaning they've stopped free agency. So you can't sign any free agent right now because it was supposed to start January 11th, but because they don't have a CBA, it doesn't make sense because you don't know what are you signing people to. What's the salary cap? Is it over? WNBA dead?
Tone, I thought we got this figured out, man. Like when I heard this, the first person I thought about was you. You're the first person that I thought about, because I'm thinking the WNBA, y'all need to get on the phone and y'all need to call my man Tone, because he will fix this.
Oh yeah,
he would fix this. I promise you.
15 minutes, I got it solved.
My man Tone would fix this, and there would be no more issues with you ladies. You guys would get what you want. Teams, you guys would get what you want. I promise you.
And they would be profitable.
Yes, on top of that,
they would be profitable if they let me do it.
But instead, you guys want to operate like a business that's been, one, profitable for years, two, has a product that's in demand, like the subsidy or like the league that's sponsoring you. The WNBA, your product is in demand. I'm not going to argue that. I think you got some fantastic players. I do. I think you got some fantastic players, but it's not in demand like the NBA is. So let's chill out on that. And I think that that's how they're operating, Tone. I think they're operating in that space where they think we should be getting what they're getting. Yeah. You should treat us like you treat them. When in reality, no.
Do you want to hear something funny? In year 25 of the NBA, do you know what the average player was making in year 25?
So if we're doing it,
use the 46.
I was gonna do it like you said in 49.50. So that would be 1975, right?
You know what the average player was making?
Tone, I would, if I had to guess off the top of my head, maybe 100,000. No, not 100,000. Maybe 60,000.
Close. 50,000. Now you're going to say, but that was the 70s. 50,000 in today's money. Do you know what that's?
A lot of money.
It's 250,000. This is year 25. This is year 25 for the WNBA, and they have an offer on the table to have the average player make $1 million. 4 times more than what their NBA equivalent was making in year 25, adjusted for time. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There's some greed, I think, a little bit on both sides. That being said,
and pride too, Tone, and pride too. It's going to end up sinking this league, yo. That's what's going to ultimately happen. It's
going to get mad. It's got to go play in Europe, or like Reed Dion said, unrivaled becomes 5-on-5, maybe. But
you got to go to Russia. That's what's going to happen. Now you got to go to Russia.
See what happens. So we got a super chat, which is this is a good one. This is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Sir Darko. What's good, y'all? Me and my coworkers had this discussion earlier, and I wonder what y'all think. Is Jokic the greatest player with 1 ring or less? So we talked about them saying Harden, 30,000, no rings. That's all that matters. If Jokic finishes his career with keep doing what he's doing statistically, but ends up only ever having 1 finals appearance and 1 ring, can you put him in the top 10?
I don't know if I'm putting him ahead of Doc. Not sure if I'm putting.
Where do you have Doc?
I got Doc at 16.
So okay, so he doesn't.
First of all, I don't have him ahead of Moses Malone today. I don't. Yeah. I don't have him ahead of.
I don't have him ranked at all because I don't rank active players.
Yeah, I don't have him ahead of Moses Malone today.
Top 15 without another ring.
Does he crack the top 15? Is he? Well, I mean, I don't have him ahead of Jerry West, and Jerry West only got 1 ring. I don't have him ahead of Oscar Robertson, and he only
had 1 ring, but he went to 8.
He did go to 8. That is a fact. But to only go to, so your logic, Tony, is to go to 1 championship and win 1.
Yeah,
that's it. You're 1-0 in the NBA Finals.
1 and done. Yeah, which people are going to chalk up to a fluky season where Jamal Murray went bananas and played 25% better than he's ever scored. Well, at least scored better than he's ever played.
Well, the narrative that's been created is, well, he didn't beat a 50-win team. I don't know why the number 50 is an important number. I mean, 50 wins. I think that's a number that's just made up by everybody because I'm not even tripping on that. Yeah.
Although the 50 wins does provide like a level of success in the regular season. Like if you win 46, 43 games, you're barely cracking 500. 50 or more is like, okay, you're a good team. Like how many 50-win teams have been bad teams? I'm sure we can find
not many,
but not
many though. Not many, especially champions.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think the if I'm not mistaken, I think the Nuggets won 53 games that year, so they were right around that. So that's a good question, Tone. Like, are you the greatest player with 1 ring or less? And you expanded on that. I just think that the guys who've won 1 ring, Jerry West, Oscar Robertson, Moses, Doc, Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, is he better than those guys?
Was Jokic's run better than Dirk's for that one?
No.
Was anybody better than Dirk's for that one?
No. I'm the only one on record. I said that.
Won. Yeah.
For the guys that won 1, no.
No one, right?
Yeah.
No.
For the guys that won 1, no. Nobody's run was better than Dirk's. No. So I can't put him ahead of Dirk, even though Jokic got 2 more league MVPs. Yeah, I get that part. He's got the scoring. He's got the Finals MVP just like Dirk does. I think that what Dirk did in that postseason, even though Joker played at an all-time great level, same thing with Jerry West. I think Jerry West was awesome in 72, even though Chamberlain ended up winning the Finals MVP. I still think Jerry West was awesome. Oscar Robertson, I mean, he was also awesome. So, to be honest with you, Tone, I think it's a real conversation. But there's guys there's guys I feel like if you look at how many championships they've had, I mean, Leaf just made a really good point. Bob Pettit beat Russell.
Yeah, that's a pretty big.
That's a big deal.
To beat Russell. Center One center beat that Celtics teams in the final. One. Bob Pettit.
That's it.
That's
Bob
the list.
Because Philly beat them in the East Finals.
Yeah, that's why I said in the finals. In the finals.
Yeah, Philly beat them in the East Finals in '67. Philly didn't beat them in the NBA championship. So, wow, Tone, I think that's a really good question. Yeah, I think that's a really good question.
Go James. You missed Jaws, but stick around for the LeBron one. You're gonna like it. We lost your phone there you go.
I'm here.
I saw you on TikTok. You're swiveling around. The death of the little guard. So you and I had this conversation when Trae got traded, and you were like, well, the way that he plays, he's too little, he's this, and we talked about, with the exception of Isaiah, a little guard being your best player. Difficult to find one being your best player that wins championships. And you said something, and you've been saying this for about 2 years to me. When Wemby started to ascend, you said that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a bunch of 7-footers, running, dribbling, shooting, just like that's where the league is going. So the question is, that's why it says the death of the little guard, question mark, because everyone reads it and they never look at the punctuation at the end. Is the little guard dead in the NBA? Are we re-entering? Not to say that it can't come back, but are we re-entering the big man era? Where, when I say big man, don't think of back to the basket, drop step. I'm just talking about
size, just straight size.
Are we back to the big man era of basketball where it's going to be hard? Because there was a time small ball, right, and everyone was getting these guards 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", 6. Like there's a lot of guards. Are we now going to just expect 6'9", 6'10", 7-footers? Like, hey, they can be our playmakers. They could be our, bring the ball up court. They can be our facilitators as well as our shooters and our rebounders and our shot blockers. So we don't really want the little guy. Like, is the little guard dead?
I think you already answered that question, Tone, because you just said about small ball. So the reason why the Warriors were so effective with the small ball, because big guys weren't doing what small guys were doing back then. You can spread the offense, you can spread the floor, and you can drag big guys away from the basket. You can drag big guys far away from the basket to the three-point line and make them guard. And they were very much out of space. They were very much uncomfortable playing out there. Well, now I got big guys to do small guy things, so you can't play small ball anymore. So that's the death of that. So now with it being the death of that, now we're still in a space with small guards, which even today, a small guard is like 6'3", 6'4". Like De'Aaron Fox is considered a small guard at 6'3", 6'4", even though he's one of the better defensive guards in the game. But with that being said, Tone, when you have lead guards and big guys who basically do the same thing, like Wemby, like Chet, like Evan Mobley, where you got 6'11" guys now being primary ball handlers, now being hubs, where I got a small guy at 6'1". I got a small guy at 6 foot who has to be now way more efficient than what he was in the past. I got to take care of the basketball way better than I did before. What I now have to do is I now have to create my own space on the floor, because the big guy, he's taking over my space. He's not just playing, like my space used to be on the perimeter. My space used to be at the long ball line. My space used to be at the three-point line or at the perimeter. That was my space. And the big guy's space was around the basket. Well, that's not going on anymore, Tone, because not only is his space around the basket, his space is at the three-point line too. His space is on the perimeter too. And that's kind of screwing me up. So now what I have to do is find a different way to be effective on the floor. How do I do that? So now we're in a space where you can see the death of small guards like Trae, who are, by the way.
Let's be clear, because someone in the comments is like, how can it be the dead if we still have Curry? Curry's on his way out.
By the way.
Nobody wants Trae. As good as Brunson is, they ain't winning. They ain't winning. Now, winning in the regular season, but he's going to have to win a championship before anyone will say, right? Just like everything. If you don't win a championship, they'll say, hey, that was nice. Like the Mike D'Antoni offense looked great. Didn't win, so it didn't stick. Right? Sure. Having guys shooting a ton of threes. It happened before. Like, people don't realize. They think the Warriors were the first team to do it. They weren't. It didn't win, so it didn't stick. But then the second the Warriors did it with Curry and Clay, they were like, oh, this can work. And everyone tried to copy it. It's a copycat league.
Like, so when we see I got a guy in my chat who just said to me, Bryant says, Curry is not on the way out. I'm sorry. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
I know you don't want to hear that. But yes, he is.
How many
How much
years
longer
do you think he has left?
like, how many more years do you think Curry is going to play? You think, and please be honest with me when you say how many more years. Like, don't Curry is not playing 5-6 more years. He's not. He's not doing that. I promise you that. That's not going on.
You know what I think is going to happen. To your point, I think the bigger guys are like I said, it's now going to be that swayed over that. You're going to see I think you're going to find the reemergence of the playmaking point guard.
Which I would love that.
Because what better than a smaller, quicker guard getting you out into transition and not looking to, take 3 dribbles and shoot a 3, but 3 dribbles and get easy shots or open looks or dunks to the rest of his team. Like, I think basketball has it's
that's what I was about to ask you, Tone. Are you saying that this is basically going like, we're getting the big man back, we're just getting them back different.
We're getting them back.
And we're just getting them back different, and that's going to be for a while that we have him. And then the smaller guard who's a distributor, maybe he won't be 6 foot, right? Maybe he won't be 6'1". Maybe he'll be 6'5" instead, right? But he's a primary distributor. He's a ball handler. He's a bucket getter, but he's more of a floor leader. And like the Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, not Oscar Robertson, I take that back. The bigger guard, not 6'9", not magic big, but just big in a sense where I'm not 6'9", but I'm also not 6 foot neither, like Nate Tiny Archibald.
Yeah.
I'm like right in the middle of that. Is that what I'm seeing, Tone?
Listen, there's still going to be the exception to the rule. There's still going to be some random that does it, but I think that's what's going to happen. We've seen the big man is now reemerged.
Yep.
With a different bag, a different skill set for the better. Although not always for the better, right? Like a lot of times we're yelling at these big guys to like, hey, like don't just sit out on that 3-point line. Like come inside, like get some rebounds, block some shots, do some other things. But like I said, I think you're going to see the playmaking guard start to reemerge as well. And just quickly, I don't know who you are. Hot take. I'm not even going to say your name because you don't deserve it. But if you can't play ball, don't talk ball. He's talking about the guy on the right, which would be you. You don't know. Anyone who says stuff like that, you just don't know. These two never played high level ball. I'll still probably beat you, Jonesy. We both got paid to play. You never did. All right. That being
never.
But
anyway. I promise, Jonesy, when I was your age, I could beat you at anime, which you probably sitting in front of your computer playing right now.
I can beat him in 2K too. Yeah. On the court for real and in 2K. I'll beat you in both. Yeah. All right. This is just speculation. I hope Goat James Kingdom is still in the house. The NBA is planning to retire the number 23 league-wide in honor of LeBron James. If so, no one would be able to wear the number 23 in the future after LeBron James.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. For everything that he's done for the league, everything he's done in his career, how polarizing he's been as a player. I don't hate it at all.
You think LeBron James deserves to have the number 23 retired? LeBron James across the NBA just for him.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about everything that he's done as a player, everything he's done.
That might be one of your worst takes ever.
Tone, if you think about everything he's done for the game, you think about everything he's done.
What he's done just wearing the number 23.
Just wearing the number 23.
Eliminate all the stuff he did as the number 6. That's
okay, so that was only
appearances and 2 wins. Get rid of him.
Well, let's see. And he won number 6 in Miami, right? He won number 6 in Miami. He didn't wear number 6 with the Lakers.
He sure did. He sure did.
Did he wear that year they won the NBA championship?
Number 6 to honor. This is what a bullshit liar your goat is. So one, he says, I'm not going to wear the number 23 anymore as out of respect for Michael Jordan because no one else deserves to wear it. And we all know it's because he knew he was going to Miami in November of the previous year. And so he says he's not going to wear it. Goes to Miami, wears the number 6. Then says, I'm going to wear the number 6 to honor Bill Russell as a Laker. And then says, oh, now I'm going to, as respect to Bill Russell, stop wearing it and go back to the number 23. This guy doesn't even know what the hell he's doing. So you have to eliminate 5 NBA appearances, finals NBA, and 3 of the championships. That's what he got wearing the number 6.
So if he got that wearing
So
the number
that
6,
means he is 1 and 5 wearing the number 23.
I didn't think about that, to be honest with you. I just think
And
about
that's
all
not
the
someone who deserves to have their number retired throughout the league.
I just think that he wore 23 longer than he wore 6.
He wore the number 23 the whole time. We're having a different conversation, but he didn't.
He wore 23 for the first 7 years in Cleveland, and then he wore 6 for those 4 years in Miami. Then he went back to Cleveland, broke the 23 back out. Broke the 23 back out. So that's 11 years. Then he goes to the Lakers and he wears 6, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21.
Yeah.
And I think he went back in 22.
And then went back to 23. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see, the 4 years in Miami. So he basically wore it for 7 years. So 16 years he wore 23.
Yeah.
For 16 years. So
compare his 16 years to Jordan's 15 years
with the number 23.
Yeah, with the number 23. We're having a different conversation.
I wonder if we
just it's about the number. It's about the number. I'm being fair. It's about the number.
I just wonder if I wonder if we, I mean, are we retiring 45 too?
He wore it for like 12 games.
Yeah, James, I mean, and if you think about it, James
he wore the number, I think he wore the number 9 or 7 or 5, whatever, for one game too.
He wore 6. He wore 6 for so 24 is the year that he stopped wearing. The 23-24 season was according to Babaji Cuts, whatever his name is. So he wore it in 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23. So 5 years.
Keep flip-flopping between numbers.
So 5 years in. So he wore it for 5 of the 8 years that this is year 8. So he wore it for 5 of the 8 years that he was in. And in 4 years, so he wore for 9 years. So that's almost half the.
I've always said you want to piss off. I say piss off both sides. I say piss off both sides, and I've been saying this to you for what, 5 years now. When he retires, you retire the number 23 in honor of both Jordan and LeBron, and together in a ceremony, and you piss off everybody because all the Jordan guys will hate it, and all the LeBron guys will hate it.
I just know that James is synonymous for 23. Like I ain't even thinking about.
But the
9 years that he wore 6.
When someone says, "Yo, that guy that wore number 23," you don't think think of Jordan. Let's be honest, you don't think of Bron. Not even Bron fans think of Bron. They think of Jordan as the number. Bron thinks of Jordan. Bron wore it because of Jordan.
Right. But he also wore it because of Jordan, but he wore it too. So
yes. I'm not saying he didn't.
And Bron didn't wear the number 6 for 6 years. No, he didn't. He wore it longer than he wore it for 9 years. He wore it 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23. So that's 5 years.
Even if it's just
4 years he wore it.
Even if it's just the 4 years with Miami, that's 4 finals appearances, 2 championships are on the number 6.
I'm surprised his jersey hasn't retired up in Miami. They retired Shaq jersey.
Both numbers 6 and 23 are already retired in Miami. Both numbers are already retired. You're going to re-retire the same number? I guess you could. You could.
So which one is it? Did he wear 20? So he wore 6 and 21 and 22. So he didn't wear it when he first got to the Lakers.
No, I think he was 23, then went to 6, then went back to 23. He keeps flip-flopping. I can't keep track.
Now let's get to the bottom of this right now.
You know why I think he doesn't deserve to have his number retired? I'm going to show you. I gotta pull it up. It's not because of him. It's not because of anything he does. It's because of his damn fan base that has to do stuff like this. Someone actually sent this to me. Even now, this is, you know how old this is. Sent this to me saying, "Look at LeBron dunking on Jordan," and I said, "Moron! It was photoshopped." And he went, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Look." I go, "Look." He goes, "That's different. Look at his hair." I said, "Yeah, they puffed out his hair, and that's it. Look at the
dumbass
thing back here, and not only that, look at this. They tried to blur out this kid's face, but you can see his stupid shoes. It's exactly the same picture. It's
At Fairleigh
exactly.
Dickinson. And what is and by the way, what is Jordan doing at Fairleigh Dickinson University in Jersey?
Exactly.
What is he doing there?
I don't
What is Jordan doing there? Yeah, I get you.
I had
Yeah,
a puzzle piece I had to do there.
yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, his fan base doesn't deserve it. He deserves it. They don't, because they do stupid shit like
James. So James wore the 23. So James wore the 23 in Cleveland when they won the championship in 16. He wore it in 2000. He wore it in the bubble when they won the NBA championship. So
sorry, TikTok for you guys. I don't know. Sorry, you didn't see that picture. My bad.
two of the four championships, he wore number 23. Mm-hmm. Got you. All right, I got you. That's where we at. So
it's interesting. That's all I'm going to
very
say.
much so.
I think it's going to be a controversial decision either way because of that number being synonymous with one guy and then another guy having one of, if not the greatest careers of all time, right after the other guy had right. Like Jordan had the greatest career ever. And then like back to back, you had another guy wear the same number and have the greatest career ever. Right. Like how do you, it's a tough one. We've never had that before. So it's going to be interesting.
I want to see him go into the Hall of Fame as a Cav. That's where I want to see him go into the Hall of Fame as. Yes.
I think. Well, I don't know. Hasn't he played more? He's closing in on more years with the Lakers?
Yeah, he played 8 seasons. I think this is last year. I think this is last year with the Lakers. He played 11 years with the Cavs.
He played 11 years with the Cavs, but 7 and 4. He's played not. I thought it was 9 with the Lakers.
This is year 8.
This is year 8.
Yeah, this is year 8.
He's going to go in as a Laker. If he retires a Laker, I bet you he goes in as a Laker.
Oh, there's no way he does that.
He deserves. He should go in as a Cav. I believe you.
I do think that he's going to go. I think that we're going to go back. Right. I think that we're going to go back to James being. I think we're going to go back to James being at that particular moment. Oh boy, sorry. I think we're good. I think we're going to go back to James in 22. I think he's gonna sign a 1 day deal and retire a Cav. And he's going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Cav. That's what I think is going to happen. Yep.
The Euro League has already told the NBA if they start a league in Europe, they're going to face a lawsuit.
As they should.
You good with that?
Yes, as they should. Tone, this is my block. Go set up on your own block. No, this is where we eat at. No.
So Euro League should have a monopoly and no one should ever come in and compete with them.
Well,
no other league should bring professional basketball, professional football, professional anything, hockey to North America because there's already a league here?
No, what I'm saying is that you bringing your league to where we are, we already set up here. No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, so let me ask you, what's the closest? You pick the food. I know you're vegan, so but still, what's the closest any type of restaurant to your house? Or what's nearby? Yeah, whatever.
There's a Chipotle spot right down the block.
Awesome. So I open up a burrito place. I can't put it there because Chipotle's already there?
No.
What you're saying is you already have that block, so I can't do that.
Here's the difference. The difference is that not only is my block set up, you're a bigger conglomerate. Like the NBA is a bigger deal than the Euro League. So there's no reason for you to come
not
around
in Europe,
here.
They're not.
Yes, they are.
The NBA is not bigger in Europe. No, they're not.
The NBA, if you
in the Euro League, you haven't been to Europe in a while.
I have not been to Europe in a while because I do know that in Europe, like Olympiacos, they're the Lakers in Europe. I get that part. But if the Lakers came to Europe, if the Lakers came to Greece, they would be a bigger deal than Olympiacos.
No, they wouldn't.
If the Knicks, 100%.
No, they wouldn't.
If the Lakers came to play Panathinaikos, they would be a bigger deal. If the Knicks came to play against Efes in Turkey, they would be a bigger deal. No doubt about that. But I think that
but hold on. I disagree, but you're also saying an established NBA team with superstar players and recognition,
which is a part of the league.
I'm saying if NBA Europe started and the NBA Europe team was the Athens Avengers with I don't know who on the roster, not LeBron James, they wouldn't be a bigger deal than Olympiacos in Athens.
And if you think about the Greek league, the reason why Olympiacos is as big a deal as they are is because they are basically the Lakers of the EuroLeague. Everybody
right. So
knows
you'd
who
be
they
bringing
are.
in a G
Like
League.
that.
So it's not.
I'm not bringing in a G League team. I'm representing what the NBA is, and if I'm representing what the brand is, I'm bringing.
Let me make it equivalent. So you think the South Bay Lakers going to play in Greece will be bigger than Olympiacos?
I wouldn't say that. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. No,
okay.
That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is the NBA bringing in their brand, bringing in their product would be a bigger deal. That's why the EuroLeague isn't interested in the NBA coming in and coming in and stepping on their soil. No, absolutely not. And the reason why is because we already have our block sold up. We already have our product on the market. For you to come in, for example, your burrito spot. My burrito spot, this Chipotle spot is not a mom and pop store. This Chipotle spot that I have, Tone, I got 3 of them in this town. I don't have 1 or 2. I got 3 of them in this town. Your burrito spot, which is coming in from Mexico, right? Your burrito spot that's coming in from Mexico, which is also a pretty big deal as a burrito spot. You want to come in now onto my soil and take away from my fan base? No, absolutely not. I've never been a huge fan of monopolies, but what I am a fan of is I am a fan of carving out your space and keeping your space. I've always been a huge fan.
I'm not saying they shouldn't do whatever it takes, but I think that's the free world. That's capitalism.
It is capitalism.
That is free enterprise. There's absolutely they can't sue you for coming out and creating a new league in the same country. You just can't.
Yes, you can.
Just like you can't sue me if I opened up a burrito spot. Just like you can't sue me if you have a food truck and I get a permit and I open a food truck across the street.
What I don't want to do is I don't want to take it to the street and burn your food truck down.
If Starbucks is on this, sorry, let's go with the one that was there first. Dunkin' Donuts has been on this corner for 20 years. You don't think Starbucks can open up one up kitty corner?
They can. Absolutely, they can.
Lose.
But here's the difference, though. Here's the difference. Do you really, this is a messy situation, Tone, because do you really want to compete with Starbucks if you Dunkin' Donuts? Do you really want to do that?
But Starbucks is the one that came second. So does Dunkin' Donuts want to compete with Starbucks? No, probably not. Or they say, hey, we're different. Here's how we're different. Right?
The argument that you're making, it sounds to me that your stance, this is what it sounds
like. Very business-oriented stance.
Yes, it sounds like your stance is that you can't stop me from coming into your space.
Right.
You cannot stop me from wanting to open up shop where you are. But me having to your point, me having stuff like what are they? Not copyrights, not copyright, but bylaws and things like that. Us having that sort of stuff protects us from leagues like the NBA coming here without our permission.
No, they don't,
because this is our land.
It's not your land. It's not your land. You just happen to have a friend. If I
have such a difficult time when I get into conversations like this because this is the business aspect of it where I struggle.
It's simple. If they want to open up a league,
it really isn't, Tone. It's not that simple.
If they want to
really isn't
and compete against your league, they can. If they want to open up a restaurant and compete against your restaurant, they can. There's no I can't copy. There's copyright. Like I can't call it EuroLeague and use the same logo,
which is what I'm not. Which is what I'm not. I'm not.
I can't do that. But if
I don't think you would.
If I want to call NBA Europe and create new teams and get players and pay them more and maybe steal some of your players, well, heck, that was the whole thing when the ABA and NBA did that too. They competed for players. The ABA got a bunch of players because they offered more money, and then eventually the business model didn't work. They're going to go bankrupt, and the NBA bought them out. What's to say the NBA, Europe doesn't go in there, start their league, they run it better, they get,
That would suck.
I think the opposite would happen. I think the EuroLeague is
that would
so
suck.
long it wouldn't. I don't think it's going to work, to be honest, for NBA Europe.
Your
Anyway.
stance, but here's the difference, though, Tony. Your stance that we can't come in here and do this.
Yeah,
you are right. You actually can come in here and do this,
yeah.
right? You can come in here, but we got bylaws. That's why that's why the EuroLeague commissioner, that's why the people who run the EuroLeague are saying that they're going to sue, because there are some grounds. I don't know exactly what those grounds are, but there are some grounds for us to protect what we have, right? There are some grounds for us to do that. I have to, yeah, this keeps falling. Yes, this keeps falling.
YouTube, you're missing out, because on TikTok, Chill's phone just keeps going bunk. So as much of the stuff.
Hold that thought for 1 second.
Oh my God. That's so funny. For those that don't know, if when I bring up like the quote or a picture, or right now I'm about to show a video, but I'll tell you what it says, because it's Chilltown Hoops YouTube, if you want to see like the clips that we're showing and the videos that we're showing. And the replay will be tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. on Sports Fluent YouTube. So that's how we do it. 8 p.m. every Tuesday live on Chilltown Hoops YouTube, and then the replay 10 a.m. the next day. Oh, there we go. I bought enough time. We have one more topic left. I didn't do this. If you want to join the show, TikTokers, go to Chilltown Hoops YouTube. The link is in the comments. If you want to join the show and say anything or debate anything or tell us why we're crazy. So link is in YouTube. There's a way to pin it. Oh yeah, here. Oh no, can it? I don't even know how to pin it. I don't know how to do it. My bad. Anyways, it's in there. It's Chilltown Hoops YouTube. The link is there if you want to join the show. Last topic on our end. So I'm gonna play this for you. I might skip some of it because it's long. But we'll get to I'll give you the gist of what it says.
I can score in more ways than Michael Jordan. Paul Pierce or Allen Iverson? I can score in more ways than Allen Iverson. He can post up. He can do a lot of things down screen, off the dribble. Damn. I got to the line more.
At the end of the day, there's a video on Chilltown Hoops YouTube. If you go, you'll see it right now. I'll leave it up for a minute. Where Paul Pierce keeps giving things he can do better than other players, but what he was asked was, who's a better scorer? You or Michael Jordan, you or Allen Iverson, you or Kevin Durant, you or Steph Curry, James Harden, Tracy McGrady, or LeBron James. And after humming and hawing and coming up with, I do this better, I do that better, he basically says, I'm a better scorer than all these dudes.
If you could score in more ways than Jordan, then why didn't you do it? That's how we get to the bottom of that right there. Why didn't you do it? Because you couldn't score in more ways than Jordan. You weren't a better finisher than him. You weren't a better one-on-one player than him.
I don't think
you
he's
weren't a better ball handler.
Anybody on that list?
You weren't a better ball handler than him. You weren't better in traffic than him. You weren't a better transition player than him. You didn't counter better. No, you didn't. I don't know. What are you talking about? You weren't a better box player than him. I mean, in terms of shooting the three ball, he shot the three ball. You shot the three ball. I mean, Jordan wasn't a great three ball shooter, but he became a respectable three ball shooter. No, you weren't a better. You could score in more ways than Jordan. No, you couldn't. That's just not true. That's not true.
All right. First up, we're going to go through. We got a few callers. I feel like I'm doing a radio show. I took my speakers off so y'all can hear it on TikTok. Joe, you're first. Joe, what up?
What up?
Yo.
What up?
Hope you two both doing well.
Good.
I know it's a big weekend for the NFL. I know only a bit about it. I know that the Pats are, I think, playing the Texans, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I think that's a big game. I've been reading a lot about that. I think it's the Pats who take it, even though the Texans do have a great defense. I've also read about that as well. And that goes hand in hand. But again, I think Chill knows this. I'm more of a basketball guy. And Chill, talk to you, man. That Boston-Indiana game. I mean, so many things that could have went Boston's way. I think we could have took the game very early on, but it turned out to be Indiana who takes us and we can't even drop 100 on them. And I think as
Well,
well,
your leading scorer was out, so that matters.
and I understand that, but it's not also as if that we're helpless or Jaylen Brown and especially Jason Tatum, who's been out for a long time. But it's not like we still can't score and we still can't find ways to get buckets and get wins, because we definitely can. We've still got amazing players on the court. Maybe not amazing players, but good enough players to beat the current Indiana Pacers, who have looked terrible even now. And
They got the worst team in the league. I think they got the worst team in the league.
And I wouldn't. I couldn't even. It's not ridiculous to say that. It's not ridiculous to say that at all, because. And even though, yes, Jaylen Brown and Tatum both out for the game, and of course it's going to be a big loss when Jaylen Brown's averaging 30 points or just under.
Yeah,
it is going to be a loss, but still, it's Indiana at home, especially as well. You can't be doing that at home. I understand maybe it's away and maybe the away pressure and the lights have got to your head and you can't keep focused. Whatever. But really, the Indiana Pacers.
you got to win the games that you're supposed to win. I can appreciate that. That's the glass half empty mentality. But the glass half full, just so you know, your game out of the 2 spot. One game.
I know, and we didn't expect it, and I'm still.
I want to make sure that we clear on that part. Your game out the 2 spot.
You're
one
gonna
game.
Teams you should beat.
I know. It's
gonna win the games you're supposed to win. I get that part, but you're one game out of the 2 spot.
But it was definitely. I think it's more. If it went as infuriating of a watch as what it was, I wouldn't be this bothered. But it was so hard to watch it because I know it could have been an easy win, but it happens. But I do want to talk about a guy who isn't even on the Celtics, Anthony Edwards. I think that this kid currently, again, we talk about people who are in MVP conversations. I know we talk about that and about Cade and Tyrese, and we speak about them more last month. But I mean, this guy's averaging 30 points per game, and I pulled off his last 10 games, and he had 14 and 44, and then he had a 30 ball, and then, this guy he's more consistent, and with that 3-ball as well, that 3-balls came a lot more consistent than what I thought it would be. I thought that might have even dropped off, and he more went inside the paint, but it looks like he's focused even more on that 3-ball shot, and it's looking a lot better and a lot cleaner. The playmaking as well, also looking a lot sharper than what it was last season.
He's actually focusing more on the mid-range. I mean, he shot the 3-ball a lot last year, but he's focusing more on the mid-range this year.
I think, though, that what I mean by focusing, I think the 3-ball looks better than what it did last year. So, I mean, even though, I think, again, that when you talk about the mid-range, a lot of players are also starting to go to that. I think Jaylen Brown, especially, who we've seen a lot. I mean, the guy loves the mid-range. I mean, it's always been some part of his game, but especially this season, it's like, them two especially taking a lot more mid-range shots that I didn't expect. But one last thing, it's Spurs OKC again. I feel like we're doing this every weekend, every month. To be honest, I feel like these guys always play each other in some form of way. Right now, I think OKC just edging them. But I mean,
I'll be able to catch the second half of the game, and I'll be able to see exactly what we're dealing with these dudes. So we'll see. Yeah, but we'll see what it is.
I think, are you still on the 70+ win train? Is that still a definite?
I mean, I don't even know if it's. I'm not sure if it's still a thing, but to be honest with you, I think they're on pace to win 69 games as of right now.
Listen,
still got that much.
They're not going to win more than 65.
I agree. I think intensity is a big problem with every team, and I get that OKC is probably one of the more intense teams in the league, but still. We've still got a long way to go, and I know that I'm asking for predictions from you.
We really don't. Like that's just not true. No, we don't. I don't know if you noticed, but today
we still got 4 months of ball to play.
Okay, but half the season's already over. Half the season is already over. I know that sounds ridiculous, but half the season's already over. Like we get to the All-Star break, people think the All-Star break that's halfway through the season. It's not. No, we've already played half the games, so half the season's already over. So no, we don't have a long way to go.
30 games after the All-Star break.
That's it. That's it. So
we've still got the other half, and if we're gonna do just basic logic, they've already lost 8. If you lose another 8, that's 16 losses. That's not plus 70. That's what?
I mean, that's what's that? 64 games?
Yeah, 64. Yeah, which is right on what Sports Lounge just said.
66 games. They'd win 66 games. So instead of
we're just pushing.
The only team to win 60. The only team to win 60. The only team to win. Let's see. The Rockets and the Cavs are the only teams to win 65 plus games and not win the NBA championship. And the Warriors, I'm sorry, in 16.
Yeah,
that's it. Everybody else who's done that has won the NBA championship. So we'll see.
All right, appreciate you, Joe.
Yep. All right, brother.
Talk, guys. Talk soon.
Yeah.
Leaf. So we got. I got to ask you a question. Can you mute your mic on TikTok?
Yeah, I did. I already turned it off.
Oh, did you turn it off? Oh, okay. Then we're good to do this again. All right, excellent.
Yeah,
I got to figure it out. There's a way that I can patch in the audio without having to do what I'm doing right now with my headphones. But you know what? So be it. I'm not techie. I'll get there.
Yeah.
What's going on, y'all? Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen. Just to cover everything y'all was talking about. Just with basic answers. Fluent, you 100% right about LeBron James. I agree with you permanently, bro. I go on as far as to say is that it's ultimately disgusting. And just if the NBA decides to pull that off, I think it's a load of BS. If they decide to pull that whole retirement number of BS off, to be honest with you. Chilltown, despite what you may think, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just somebody that pick up on patterns. I don't know. I maybe it's my father because he kind of is one. He watched Forensic Files and CSI and all that crazy shit. And then I watch it.
Conspiracy theories. That's what conspiracy theories comprise from.
I don't know what you're talking about. 100%.
Maybe it does, but I would like to think that like you would go more in the definition, bro. Oh my god. But and another thing about the Nets and about this whole MPJ situation, bro. I thought I made it clear to Ron, bro. If when it comes to this, man, you call me. The thing about it, this it's a possible 14 trade going on between the Warriors, the Nets, the Bulls, and the Kings. Possible. It's been going around Twitter. We supposed to get 2 first-round picks from the Warriors. The Kings don't want to give up first-round picks, so we getting second-round picks from them. I think Moses Moody, Kevin Herter, and
why would you deal with anybody that's not giving up ones? That's what I need. I'm starting over. I need ones. That's
my point exactly. I'm not. If the Warriors don't want to give up anything more than 1 pick, then my phone is off. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't do nothing.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with
game guy. I need 3 ones for my MPJ. That's the starting. I need 3 ones for him, and that's the starting right.
3 ones.
I need 3.
Yeah,
I need 3. I think I'm being generous with 3. 2, I'm like, okay, maybe I might entertain it, but I need 3 personally. That's what I need. You trying to do business?
The Warriors need to keep their ones. They're going to be rebuilding in like a year and a half.
Well, see, here's the problem. See, that problem right there, Tone. What you just said, they need to keep their ones. You want your cake and eat it too. You want Michael Porter Jr. You want to get back to the bomb squad. That's what you want. Talk to him, bomb squad. But then you also, when you suck after Curry is gone and Butler gone, you want to be able to keep them ones. I don't think so. What do you think is going to happen to us, Tone? We're going to suck too. So we're going to give you our best player.
But you always suck.
Yeah, we always suck, but we ain't gonna give out. But we ain't gonna let you keep what you want to keep, and so we can stink all by our lonesome. The hell with what you think, bro. You got championships, we don't. You're talking to me like I don't make no goddamn sense. Cut the shit out. Don't make me get loud.
We don't need you to help us suck, Tone. We already suck anyway. We don't need your help with that.
More trash. I'm giving you 27 and 18. Make business work.
How about 2? How about I give you 2? 2 first, 2 seconds.
No. I need 3.
Leave. Stop. Okay. Leave. Stop. Leave. Click. Goodbye.
2 first and 2 seconds.
We're done talking. Goodbye.
Basically.
How about a future first-round swap?
Tone, take care, Tone. Thank you. It was good. It
was
good to talk to you, Tone. We
hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? You breaking up. Yo, my bad. Yeah. But to get to your title, Death of the Little Guard. I don't necessarily think it's a death or chill or for. I think the roles are changing. I mean, you don't lean on certain archetypes to be in a certain position like you used to. You know what I'm saying? I think they're used for other things, man. Maybe I give you a perfect example. Luke Cornett, he might have been a starting five 20 years ago in the NBA. He might have been a starting five. Today he's coming off the bench. He's in a great role. Back up big, give you good minutes, give you a good 20-something minutes. He did with Boston. Now he's doing it with San Antonio. And I think he's doing great in that aspect. The same with your spot up shooters. Steph Curry turned a specialist into a superstar. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So now your spot up shooters could go out and get 20, 25 plus or 27 plus. Because there's so many goddamn illegal screens built for them for their ass, they could just run around and shoot. You know what I'm saying? So all right, why not? You know, you seen MPJ doing it, bro. He's somebody that's fresh off of 3 back surgeries, an arm injury, and he has on a leg brace. And I bring this up, a leg brace that only stroke victims use to help walking in, and he's putting up 27 and 8. And you want to call me and talk about how you only giving me 1 pick?
Matter of fact, Tone, I need 4 ones. I don't need 3. 3 ain't enough. I need 4
chill. I ain't gonna lie. Chilltown being kind of greedy. I ain't gonna lie.
4 ones.
He said I need 4 ones.
I was about to give you the third one.
Listen, I'm gonna say one thing else before I leave. Chilltown, do not, and I think Fluent will agree with me. Do not, I repeat, do not allow Bobby to warp you into the nothing Clippers related. I swear. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And while we're still on the subject, get off that Cavs train now.
Why?
Get off now.
Okay, I got you. I got you, Lee.
Get off now. Don't talk about them no more. Get off.
Right, brother. Good to talk to you, brother. Absolutely, my dude.
Right. Get off the train.
Good to talk to you, Lee, please.
They stink.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to go.
Gotta love it, Tone.
It's time to go, but someone wants to say something, I'm sure, about the eventual losers in the Super Bowl to the Packers or the Niners.
He beat all the fraud allegations. Come on, Fluent. DM10 beat all the fraud allegations. All of them.
Was there a fraud allegation on him, Tone?
Are you kidding? Easiest schedule in NFL history. Weakest MVP. Well,
first of all, what was the expectation on Drake May when this whole thing started?
The expectation, well, people thought that he was just an okay quarterback.
Okay.
At the beginning of this season show when he was drafted.
Now, coming into this season, what's the logic going into this season with the New England Patriots, including Drake May? What's the logic?
They were going to be a 6-10 team. They're going to be like a 6-10 team, 6-11 team, something like that.
So, and Drake May, coming from the University of North Carolina, not really having a big time pedigree to back him. He starts last year. He starts 12 games, and it wasn't good. So this season, what's the logic coming into this season? The logic coming into this season is the 3 games that they won last year. You'll double that this year. I don't think that there's anybody that had Drake May on their bingo card as the league MVP. Because I know I didn't. I'd be lying if I said I did. I ain't had y'all making the playoffs. I didn't.
Seriously?
I thought Buffalo was the class of that division. I thought that you guys would compete, but I thought that Miami would be better. I thought that Buffalo was the class of that division. I thought you guys would be on the back end of the playoff race. I did not have y'all winning 14 games and fighting for a number 1 seed. No, I didn't think you guys were that good.
Do you have any thoughts on the playoff performance on the game that he had? Did you watch it, Chill? I don't know.
I did watch it. I watched. I was more impressed with the consistent pressure y'all put on Justin Herbert. I can't keep making excuses for Justin Herbert, even though he's in one of the worst quarterback situations in NFL history. I can't keep making excuses.
Seriously?
Yeah, he's in one of the worst quarterback situations.
How much more does he need?
So both his offensive linemen got hurt, and those backups, I think that they're worse than the starters that David Carr had the year he led the league in getting sacked. They're worse than them dudes. He has no time to throw the football. He has no time to process the offense, none whatsoever. He's running for his life almost every play. Not every other play, but almost every play he's running for his life. So I can't keep making excuses for him, but he's in a bad situation right now. He is.
I think that like all you have to do is just wait until next year, because then like he gets his offensive lineman back, chill. He's got a number one receiver.
Wait till next year. We're in year 7. How many more years we got to wait?
How many years did you have to wait until you got a return on Peyton Manning, chill?
Okay, so Peyton Manning showed up in I think he was league MVP in year 4, if I'm not mistaken. And they built that offense around him. And he had Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison. Justin Herbert doesn't have that. They're not building that offense around him like that. So that's not going on. No, not even close.
I want to go back a second. Let me go back a step for a second, because forget that you're a Patriots fan. I want to ask a question. So you're telling me going into this season, you thought the Patriots would be better than the Bills? Whatever team won the AFC South, so call it, we thought probably it was Houston. Yeah. The Chargers, the Chiefs, Baltimore, Cincinnati?
No, I didn't. I thought we were going to be a lot better, but I didn't think we were going to like.
What's a lot better, Jay? Y'all won 3 games last year. What's a lot better?
Yeah, a lot better for me would be like, I thought we were going to be like, what the Dolphins did this year is what I thought we were going to do. What the Dolphins did.
So you didn't think they were
7 and 10.
Huh?
So you didn't think they were a playoff team either?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. So because when Chill said it, you kind of reacted like, what? You didn't think they'd be a playoff team? I don't think anybody thought they'd be a playoff team.
So that's what I'm talking about with the fraud allegations. Like, what are we doing?
I don't think there's too many allegations to beat, but
yeah.
I don't think that beating Justin Rivers in the first round of the playoffs gives you anything. That's what they do this week.
Jesus, Fluent. Justin Rivers.
I've been saying it since he was a rookie, and he just keeps proving me right. He is Justin Rivers. For those that don't know, that's Phillip Rivers, but Herbert justified. That's all he is. That's all he's gonna be. That's all he'll ever be. And
that's crazy, though. Like statistically speaking, he had one of the greatest. Like he had one of the greatest beginnings as a quarterback we've ever seen.
Except in the playoffs, which I told you, that's what makes him Justin Rivers.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
we're just never gonna see it. We're just never gonna see it from him ever.
Phillip Rivers is regular season top 4, I think, in yards and in completions and in touchdowns. Like, but no one would ever consider him a top 10 quarterback because he didn't do anything in the playoffs. That's what you're going to get out of Justin Herbert.
Well,
I think you're wrong on that, Tone. He's gonna.
I've been right for 8 years.
Yeah, and just so you know,
what do you mean do something in the playoffs? Like just win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, he's got to go deeper in the playoffs than what he's already doing. Because remember,
just win in the postseason.
John Elway was a loser for 15 years. Let's be clear about that. To Tone's point, John Elway was a loser for 13 years. He wins those back-to-back Super Bowls. He's top 5.
You better thank Terrell Davis too.
I want to make sure that
people
we clear about
the most discredited quarterback ever is Dan Marino. Why? Because he didn't win a Super Bowl. That doesn't make him any less of a quarterback.
Does it though? Anyways, I think it does. All right, we are way out of time.
Yes,
hope y'all have a good one then.
Brother. All right, yo. Good to talk to you, brother.
In the Super Bowl, I just told you to see you in the Super Bowl. Like I gave
you guys in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'll see your Bears in the bowl game.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Later, brother.
I'm here for it.
Oh man, that would be wonderful. Oh, it would be so wonderful.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is when y'all see me and my man Tony Tone here. We do this every Tuesday night. You know where to find us, right here on the Chilltown Hoops Network. This is what we do. Me and my man Tony Tone. We will see you guys soon. Thanks for joining us. Do yourself a favor. Don't drink and drive. Call your mother, man. When last time you talk to your mother? Drink water too. Don't leave that part out. Please drink some water. Drink water. Don't drink and drive. And call your mother. Don't forget to do that. Please don't forget to call your mother. So me and my man Tony Tone, we will see you guys soon. Until then, take it light. But take it. Absolutely, man. It was good to see you guys tonight. This was dope.
Disaster. Disaster. Disaster.
Got it. It means nothing.
Fluent
It
and
means
chill, yeah, we call
nothing.
it how it's played from the
How can
field
it
to
mean
the
nothing?
court.
I don't
Every measure
understand.
gets weighed. Fourth quarter heat, over 2-minute drill. If you can't handle truth, better chill with the skill. LeBron or MJ.